So this is something I wrote on the 20th of January, and this is called Inspiration Soup Preparation. Part of the inspiration soup is doing the dishes. That means dealing with the backlog, processing, writing things out, working on them, practicing them. You've also got to get ingredients. That's living your life, finding inspiration out there, following those little things that happen or ideas that come into my head and then days later come out in a song or a poem. Sometimes it's buying new art supplies, seeing what we can do with it, or a new piece of paper or random conversation we have with someone that opens a door we didn't realize was there, let alone closed. There's a lot to do with preparing the inspiration soup. A lot of it is recognizing the tools you have. We all have tools. We all have things we can do. We all have talents. We all have what we might consider mundane tasks that we've worked on our whole lives. When I started my visual arts degree, I didn't think I could draw. And what I realized when I got into it is that I had decades of craft honing with pen craft, particularly with my fountain pens and my dip nibs. My love of ink, my love of writing was all preparation for what I do now. Had I not put years of poetry writing into the soup, I would not be able to write stuff fully intact now. In the past, I would have to labor over them and work on the words. Now I get the first two lines in my head and it comes out fully formed. I occasionally change the odd word where I might use the wrong tense, but at the core of it, it comes out fully formed. After I spent years playing music when I was younger, I let it go for a very long time. But when I decided to take it up again, it was all still there. It's a different form of muscle memory, and what I'm doing now is the culmination of all my life's work. It doesn't matter if I did it 5 minutes ago or 5 years ago, it's still there. When you tap into yourself internally and start to learn your own rhythms, you realize that it's all there. Every song you've ever heard, it's there. Everything you've ever done is there. It's whether you can access it and whether you're on course, got over you distracting yourself with a crap that doesn't matter anymore. This is what stops most of us from seeing it. But that's something we all set for ourselves, and that's where the inner alien comes in. The inspiration soup is a wonderful thing, and it keeps us going, and we all have one. It's not unique to me. I aim more than anything to not only keep my own going, but to also show and encourage other people how to tap into theirs. Because at the core of it, I believe in symbiosis and gestalt. I can inspire myself or calm myself while I am doing something, and that can then have that effect on someone else, that's a really good thing to do. If I can find therapy and benefit through the act of doing, and then someone else can find relief from it, then something that's worth doing. So much of what is done today is all form, and we have very little substance anymore. For me, the substance matters more than the form. If you are so imbalanced in it, it does not work. A simple form with a good substance is a lot more effective than an overcomplicated form with nothing behind it. This is the bulk of what is being created today in every form of media, including music. I do not intend to incorporate music so much in what I do. Obviously, there is singing and songwriting, but in recent months have rekindled my piano playing and other instruments. I have learned how to accompany myself, not just percussively, but also now on the keyboard. I'm composing songs on the piano using all my musical theory knowledge, which was working behind the scenes without my comprehension. This enabled me to write my first songs and do what I do. To sing a cappella and all the things I do is an art form in itself. Though it appears simple, it is not. It is a simple form given a good substance, and that is a hard thing to do. It is the same thing you have to do to put soul into music. So I'm doing the same thing now, and that has been thrilling and terrifying at the same time. And I'm about to record proper music in my bedroom. And why not? Because I spent a life doing this, and these are my ingredients. So part of this inspiration soup is recognizing what you have. What is a good ingredient for me is not always a good ingredient for other people. So find the tools you've got, get creative, get yourself out of this mess. You'll be amazed what you can do. You will benefit yourself and everyone else in the process. Find something symbiotic. If it has to be done at the cost of anything or anyone else, it is not worth doing. So much of modern art is appropriation based. So much of modern music is appropriation based. If you can't give it your own unique form, it's not worth doing. You are not speaking with your own voice. You are basically doing a modern version of a critique. So much has been lost. The hand done and bespoke is being lost. Everything is going digital, and digital at its core has a cost because digital can be fantastic. But if you do it without the substance, you have nothing. So much of it lacks that substance, and that is the biased, remixed, vacuous, and entity society we are living in. I have a choice as an artist to make a difference. I'm going to keep doing things by hand, by myself, for nothing other than because I love it. If it inspires other people to take the internal and not the external path and tap into what they're capable of, then that makes the whole world a better place and I've succeeded. It's not about my ego, it's about the greater whole. This was greatly spoken of by Plato in The Good Life. That one of the responsibilities of a society is not to help themselves, but to help everyone else. We miss that. And those that have the power or are in a position to affect or inspire people should be doing that, not just bowing to the cult of self and wanking their own ego. So there you go. That was a rather long monologue from myself, just as a bit of an explanation for everyone as to what the inspiration soup is, what I'm all about. How